Hey everybody, what's going on? I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to do the walk around video for my truck so you guys can kind of see what all I've done to it, what's on the truck, etc, etc. So I'm going to jump out real quick, switch my camera around, and we'll jump right into it. Alright, so this is my truck. This is my daily driver for a year and a half now. It's a 2015 Ram 1500. It's got the 5.7 Hemi in it. It has four-wheel drive, of course. It's got the 323 rear axle ratio, which I'd like to swap up to the 395s. It's got the 8-speed automatic transmission. And I guess I'll just jump right in and show you all the stuff I've done to it. And guys, I'll go ahead and say real quick, most of the stuff that's on this truck I've done all myself. The only stuff I haven't done myself is I got, of course, the tires mounted and balanced somewhere else. I got the window tint done professionally, and the exhaust I can't weld at my house, so I had to get that done at a shop. Oh, and there was one other thing. Oh, I got the truck undercoated professionally. So anyways, we'll start up at the front and work our way back. We'll start off with my headlights. I custom built my own Halo headlights. They're paint matched to the body of the truck. And of course, they are RGB. We get the controller here. Stand in the light. So those are pretty neat. I keep on white most of the time because first off, the white's legal, so I won't get pulled over for that. And I mean, it looks clean just to have the white running lights on the front of it. Every now and then I'll go with the red, but most often the white. Custom grille, which I personally painted to match the body of the truck. The clear coat is not as good as professional quality because I just used rattle cans and did it when it was fairly cold out, but I mean, it's holding pretty good. I've been pretty happy with it. It's all plastic. It was fairly cheap, which is fine. It's held up, no problems, no cracking, no weathering, so good to go with that. I've got off-road fog lights down here in my bumper on both sides in the little tow hook holes because my truck didn't come with factory tow hooks. So I put the lights in so I could have fog lights. There's another video installing those earlier on in my channel if you want to look at that. Let's see, I've got probably one of the biggest things that I've done is the wheels and tires. I've got the Moto Metals, I think they're the MO 962s. They're 20x12s, negative 44 offset, and they've got the Federal Mud Terrains, the Coragia, I think is how it's pronounced. I don't know, it's written right there. I got the 33 by 12.5s for those. There's the tread. They're pretty aggressive mud tires. I have the truck on stock height, so it rubs a tiny bit just right there on the plastic, but doesn't worry me. I'm gonna get the truck lifted here in a few months, so that'll take care of that. The biggest difference with the mud tires, besides the sound and the ride, is it murders your fuel economy with a half ton, which of course I don't really care. It's well worth it. I think the wheels and tires just completely transform the look of this truck. Oh, I'll get the offset for you there. Basically, just this outside row of tread sticks off of the truck. So it's a baby stance, but it's stance nonetheless. So, like I said, 20x12 minus 44s. I won't dive too deep into this stuff. I'll try not to. Forgive me if I start rambling, but let's just keep moving. I've got the factory badges on here. There's plasti dips. I have extra Hemi badges that I'm going to put on here that are the factory black ones that say 5.7 liter in red across them, so that it still says that. I can't wait to put those on, but I got to wait for it to get warm so that the adhesive sticks. I don't want to put them on when it's cold and then just have them fall off, since it's in the middle of December. Tow mirrors. I did not have factory tow mirrors on it, but of course, the wide tires, you got to get the wide mirrors. It was very hard for me to find 2015 mirrors that did not have the turn signal in them, because of course my stock mirrors did not have that turn signal option, so I didn't want to have to wire it all up. They're power heated. I mean, they're just your Dodge tow mirrors. Of course, they flip up and down. Those were $130 on Amazon, and they don't have any shaking issues, any adjustability issues. The defrosters work. I've been very, very happy with them for as cheap as they were, especially. We'll keep on moving. Windows are tinted, so I have my windows super, super dark. I have limo tint on top of 15%, which puts it right at about, I think it's 0.3% tint. So let me open the door here for you. Oh, radio's going. Pull the key out. So I mean, when you're inside, you can see out the windows just fine. Sorry, it's messy in here. When you compare it to the factory window, they are dark. Step back here and let me show you the door. Try to get the sun in the window. I mean, yeah, these are really, really dark windows, but I absolutely love them. I love the privacy. Haven't been pulled over for them at all. I had 15% on the truck for a year, and now I've run for probably 2 months or so with the 0.3%, and I haven't had any issues with it. It's kind of hard to see at night, but I mean, what do you expect? It's a dark tint. Keep moving. I got LED black third brake light and the black LED tail lights here, which I'll click those on. They got the U-bars in them, and then the brake lights are that centerpiece that's flashing. No visibility issues. I mean, you see the sun is out, very bright, and you can see the running lights on these. So, I mean, no issues there. I have a tinted license plate cover. I will be removing this badge, plasti dipping this badge to match the sides, and this badge I'm going to do custom work on. So I'm going to buy a second one, and I'm going to take the chrome piece off of the black piece. The chrome piece I'll plasti dip black, and the black piece I'm going to body match, paint match the color, so that when I plasti dip this, it's not just a big black shape here. It'll be the black ram with the silver background, so that it still stands out, which is a big thing to me. I thought about debadging it, but I don't like how that looks on these trucks, and I don't just want the black on black emblem. So that's what I'm going to end up doing again once it gets warm and I can start painting again. This truck did not come with a factory hitch or a factory backup camera, but they were available factory parts, so I put both of those on. The backup camera is the Mopar camera. It's right there in the tailgate handle. And the hitch was not Mopar, but it's a class 3 rated hitch. I bent it a little bit when I was doing tug of wars with some other trucks, but it's a class 3 rated hitch, so it's rated well over what the truck is capable of towing, so I'm not going to have any issues with that, which is good. These trucks, in case you guys didn't know, they have an automatic locking tailgate, so if I have the key fob here, you can hear it there. It's locked up. Unlock it again, and then got it opened up. So that's a pretty neat feature. I've done LEDs all the way around. So I did the license plate lights, the reverse light bulbs, which you can't see anyways, whatever. Interior lights, headlight bulbs, LEDs. Oh, and I put, in my last video, I uploaded how to put on a reverse light there, which I still need to put my wire looms back on my wires, because it looks like shit just having your wires exposed here. They run along where the factory wires run, and I have all these nice connectors on everything, but I just need to put my wire looms back on. I got real busy and called into work, so I couldn't do that when I put that light on. Yes, I still have the factory spare tire, not for very long. So I will be upgrading my train horns. I have the horn. Alright, sorry, my recording time finished out. I have the Horn Blaster Rhino series horns, and they're pretty loud, but they're not as loud as I'd like them to be. So I'm going to upgrade to the Shocker XLs here in a couple months. And I've got the compressor mounted up on this other side above the exhaust right there. Again, got the nice connectors. Ooh, where's my finger? There we go. Got the nice connectors on everything. Just need to put all my wire looms back on. All my wires run along where factory wires run. I just got to put the covers back on. It's a 3-gallon air tank, I think, or 2.5, something like that. It's not very big. Compressor's part of the tank. It holds 120 psi. It's good for probably 2 or 3 blasts on the horns. It's not big enough to have onboard air, which is another reason I want to upgrade my kit, so that I can have an air hose and like fill up my tires if I need to, or fill up somebody else's tires, or just do whatever. Muffler delete I've shown in a previous video. Come up here again. That's where the factory muffler was. It's just got the stainless pipe welded in. And while you're under here, you can see the truck is completely undercoated front to back. The only thing that's not coated is the exhaust and the drive shaft, which you can tell, but everything else is undercoated. Because, of course, all these Dodges in the past have really bad issues with rust. Since I bought this truck as new as I did, I wanted to protect my investment, so I undercoated it. It's going to keep it much, much better for the life of the truck. And whoever gets this thing next is going to be happy for that, too. What else? Bullet antenna. It was $30 on Amazon. And I get the same reception with this antenna as I got with my factory antenna, which is crazy. Everybody that's gotten these bullet antennas say they just lose all cell reception. And I went ahead and took that risk because I usually just Bluetooth my phone anyways. But I still get, down in Cincinnati, I still get Dayton radio stations. And the Dayton radio stations are about 55, 60 miles away from Cincinnati. So, I mean, that thing works just as well as the factory one, if not better. Let's see, what else do I got? I have RGB rock lights. I have one in each fender well, one under the front bumper, one under the back bumper, and one midway along the cab. Which I'll try to get out at night and show kind of all the lighting on the truck because it's hard to see during the day. Let's see. There's the LED headlights. I got the headlights from, oh, what was it? Headlight Revolution, that's what they're called. They were the only LED headlight option available for the 2015s when I bought them, which is why I went with them. See, moving to the inside, start under the hood. The only thing I've done under the hood is a cold air intake, which I got right over here, and just a little bit of wiring. I've got a 0 gauge wire run for my sound system with the fuse mounted back right over here, and I have this little wire running to the relay that my halos are on when I turn those on. Otherwise, completely stock, just oil changes, regular maintenance, etc. And I try to keep it clean. It's real dusty right now. Once you get your engine bay muddy, you will never go back. I guarantee it. So I've tried very, very hard to keep it clean so that I don't have too dirty of an engine bay. And yes, I do take the truck off-road. I'll put some videos up sometime, just a big off-roading video. That'll be a different day. I've got some clips saved up. I'm going to go out with some friends again here in probably a week or so. So we can look forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, LED interior lights. And up underneath here, this wire keeps falling down. I need to zip tie all this back up. I just put in some extra switches. I haven't decided where I want to drill switches yet, so I've just kept them down over here. This one's for my halos as running lights, and this is for the train horn. But I've been very, very particular in the past about where I put switches. And I do not want to drill into this piece because this piece is very expensive and there's a lot going on behind it, and I don't want my switches here. What I've thought about doing is either lining them up and down right here, or putting them right in over here, or even just like right here, something out of the way where it's gonna stay clean. So I'm thinking right here, but I haven't committed to that yet, which is why all these wires are hanging down. But once I get that figured out, I'll get the switches cleaned up and I'll post a video on how it all looks. But I am very particular about my switches need to look factory if I'm drilling. I do not want to drill and it look like some dude just took a drill bit to a nice dash and put in some accessory buttons just to have them. The 2500s, I know, come with accessory switches you can put in right here. You cannot put those in the half ton. I've done a lot of research and talked to a lot of people at dealers. You can't put those in the half ton, which kind of sucks. So I haven't put those in. Factory radio. It's a touchscreen, Bluetooth, backup camera, XM capable. And you control all the settings in the truck from there. In my doors, you're not going to be able to see them, but I have American Base SQ 6x9s, or SQ 6.9s. They're 6x9s in the front doors and in the back doors. And I have two 12-inch American Base XD12s, 1244s, the dual 4 ohms. They're wired 1 ohm to my amp, which is Planet Audio 4000 to 1, 4000.1, 1 ohm stable. I've had this amp since I had the Chevy. When I took it to contest, it metered 2970 watts, so it was putting out about 3000 RMS at 1 ohm, which was really, really good for the price. So I've kept that amp. It's done very, very well. It has the remote amp controller here, which I've mounted as far down as I possibly could. And I've been real happy with it. I think that's it. I don't know anything else I've done to the truck. So now let's talk future plans. Where am I going with this truck? What are the next things I'm going to do? Because quite frequently, honestly, the truck is almost where I want it to be as far as modifications go. I want to switch out my front bumper with the sport bumper. That way it will have factory fog light holes. I'll put a light bar in here instead of those two little fog light pods. And it'll be body paint matched, which is, of course, trying to get rid of all the chrome. So I'll have that. I'm going to redo the headlights so that I'll put projectors in with HIDs now that they have HID kits available that work well with this PCM. I will paint the reflector black instead of leaving it orange. And I might put a pod in here for the high beams since I'll have the projectors. And I'm going to switch the halo ring to the braceless halo ring that I've seen from, I think the company is called Prism. I see them on Instagram all the time. But the one that's the smooth light instead of all the little chips, I think that looks so much better than this. So I want to switch all that up. Either a 4 or 6 inch lift, which will be coming in around January, February, sometime in there. I will paint match the door handles. What I'm probably going to do is I'll just buy like the black covers or the carbon fiber, or just some eBay covers, something like that. And I'll sand them down, paint them real nice, and then stick them over the top of this, because I don't want to dig into taking the door handles out of this truck. It's a really complicated process for a lot of these newer trucks with as much as there are inside the doors. So I'm just going to try to put the covers over the top. If it doesn't look good, I'll take these off and I'll paint these. But if it looks fine, I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to take out this plastic liner and put a spray in. I'm gonna get a factory paint matched rear bumper, and I'm going to stay with a single exhaust. It costs as much, so the price of painting this bumper, this chrome one, is the same as just buying a new one from Mopar. It's about $470, I think, and I got it quoted to paint for $450. So I'm just gonna take this one off, put the new one on, and then sell this. That'll be my best option as financially. And then I'll be rid of all the chrome on the truck. And yet, like I said, I want to keep the single exhaust. For a while, I wanted to put the duals on like the sport trucks, but it's gonna sound kind of stupid, but the single exhaust looks a lot more like the diesels, and it looks a lot more just like a truck. It's more of a truck kind of a thing. The dual exhaust, I don't know. I like it, but I don't want it on this truck. I like the single exhaust with these tires. Something about it. I don't know. That's just what I've been feeling like. And I mean, once I get these things done, that's pretty much going to be it for the truck. I'm not thinking I'm going to put a tuner on it because that's very expensive for this truck. You have to get a new PCM when you do that, and I don't want to have to deal with that. That's about it though. With the lift, depending on what these wheels and tires look like, I might get bigger tires, or I might switch to a 14 wide, something like that, but that's probably not super likely since I haven't had these tires very long. But yeah, that's the truck. So thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions at all about anything on the truck, anything I've bought, where I bought stuff, how I wired stuff, how I installed anything, just let me know. Just write them in the comments. Hit me a message, shoot me a message on Instagram. Just anything. I'm pretty open to talking to people about stuff. I'm gonna build my custom sub box, which is coming. I'll show you guys the video on that, and I'll show you how I did that. So if any of you other guys that have these quad cab Rams want to build a custom sub box that has good airspace, you'll be able to do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.